I should have made this video a long time ago. These fantasy movies deserve way more love than they get. So, let's dust them off. And if you found this video, I bet you've seen at least a couple, maybe even all of them. Tell me in the comments later. But for now, let's begin. Opening our list is a film from 1969, The Valley of Gwangi. Deep in the wilds of Mexico, a hidden valley is home to creatures from another age. A group of cowboys discovers it and captures a living dinosaur, hoping to turn it into a circus attraction. As you'd expect, things don't exactly go according to plan. If it reminds you of King Kong, that's no accident. The story came from Willis O'Brien, the man behind King Kong's effects, and it was completed years later by his student, Ray Harryhausen. The stop-motion work is the real star here, over 300 shots that took more than a year to finish. And if you love old-school monster effects, Gwangi is absolutely worth tracking down. Next up, and once again, it's Ray Harryhausen. His whole Sinbad trilogy has mostly been forgotten, but the one I really want to highlight now is The Golden Voyage of Sinbad from 1973. This time, Sinbad is played by John Philip Law. He joins forces with a masked vizier and a mysterious woman to find 3 golden tablets that lead to an ancient temple, the home of the Oracle of All Knowledge. But of course, a dark magician and his creatures are right on their trail. It's one of those films that's endlessly rewatchable, packed with incredible stop-motion moments, and the unforgettable 6-armed goddess Kali, one of Harryhausen's best creations. This list could easily be made up entirely of films by Terry Gilliam, but today, we're stopping at one of his most overlooked, Jabberwocky from 1977. Michael Palin plays a young man who heads to the city to find work and win the heart of the woman he loves, only to get caught up in a royal hunt for a terrifying monster known as the Jabberwocky. Some surprisingly ferocious battles and gruesome injuries arise along the way, with the tale ending on a somewhat ironic subversion of the fantasy happily ever after. It's unmistakably Gilliam, and that's exactly why it works. Fans remember Don Coscarelli as the mastermind behind Phantasm, one of the longest-running horror sagas ever made. But fewer people know he also directed this cult fantasy adventure, The Beastmaster. And if you do remember it, chances are it's because HBO played it non-stop during its early years. Released just a few months after Conan the Barbarian, this one leans hard into that early 80s sword and sorcery wave. The story's simple enough. A warrior named Dar can communicate with animals, which comes in handy when your allies include 2 ferrets, a moody eagle that refused to fly, and a tiger painted black to look like a panther. The movie was only a modest success, but somehow it spawned 2 sequels that were forgotten almost instantly. Still, it captured everything people loved about those early fantasy epics: muscular heroes, over-the-top villains, and just enough weirdness to make it stand out. It's goofy, ambitious, and somehow still endearing. Pure 80s fantasy comfort food. We're not straying too far from that kind of movie. Next up is Ladyhawke, directed by Richard Donner in 1985. Matthew Broderick plays a young thief who escapes from prison and crosses paths with a cursed couple, a knight and his lover doomed to never be together. By day, she turns into a hawk. By night, he becomes a wolf. There's no saving the world here, just a curse to break and a few rivals to take down. Maybe that's why it was forgotten, even though Ladyhawke still has a strange charm, and it's genuinely pleasant to revisit. Highlander had everything going for it. Wild sword fights, immortal warriors, Sean Connery in eyeliner, and one of the most iconic 80s soundtracks ever recorded. And yet, it bombed in theaters. In present-day New York, a centuries-old war between immortals is coming to an end. They can only be killed by decapitation, so their duels are fought one-on-one with swords, across time from the Middle Ages to the modern world. Now only two remain: Connor MacLeod, a Scottish Highlander from the 1500s, and the Kurgan, a brutal warrior from the Russian steppes. Their final battle will decide who claims the prize, a mysterious power that could lead the world toward either good or evil. All I can say is, they don't make movies like this anymore. And if you plan to watch or re-watch Highlander, make sure it's not the US theatrical cut. That version had around 8 minutes removed, including a flashback where MacLeod saves a young woman from a Nazi soldier during World War II. It's a small scene, but it adds a lot. And honestly, who doesn't enjoy seeing an immortal Scotsman take down a Nazi? Before Game of Thrones made dragons cool again, Dragonheart gave us something different: a dragon with a soul, a conscience, and the voice of Sean Connery. Dennis Quaid plays Bowen, a disillusioned knight who once served a young prince. When that prince is mortally wounded, Bowen begs a dragon to save him. The dragon shares half his heart, but the boy grows up to be a cruel king. Blaming the dragon, Bowen swears to kill them all until he meets the last survivor, Draco. The script is better than one might think. It builds a few classic but satisfying arcs: the knight and his fallen pupil, the cursed bond between the dragon and the king, and, of course, the unlikely friendship between Bowen and Draco. By the late 2000s, fantasy had gone clean and glossy, all elves, wizards, and perfect hair. Then Solomon Kane showed up and dragged the genre back into the mud. The story takes place around the year 1600. A ruthless mercenary narrowly escapes the devil's grasp and swears to live a life of peace to save his soul. But when a sorcerer's army starts destroying villages and taking prisoners, he's forced to break his vow and fight again. Solomon Kane was one of the creations of pulp writer Robert E. Howard, the man behind Conan the Barbarian and Red Sonja. And much like Conan, Kane is a brutal wanderer. Only instead of battling monsters in some mythic past, he fights demons and witches in 17th century Europe. James Purefoy plays him well, though not quite as Howard imagined. His Kane feels too noble, too polished, not the hollow-eyed, haunted soul described in the stories. The film adds a new backstory, turning him into the son of an aristocrat and a fallen brother, but it still captures the spirit of redemption and damnation that defined Howard's world. You could question a few editing choices in the action scenes, but overall, it's a great film with an incredibly bleak tone that really stays with you.